Hello, Mr. Beer here with your class recap for both Wednesday and Thursday, January 18th through the 19th. We began both days with SSR. Upon completing SSR, we moved on to poetry. On Wednesday, we covered limericks. A limerick is a 5-line poem composed in AA, BB, A rhyme scheme. They're usually silly, funny, or nonsense poems. All A lines have 8 to 10 syllables. All B lines have 5 to 7. Here's an example. There was a young fellow who thought very little, but thought it a lot. Then at long last he knew what he wanted to do, but before he could start, he forgot. Let's look at another example. There was an old man with a beard, who said, "It is just as I feared. 2 owls and a hen, 4 larks and a wren, have all built their nests in my beard." One more. There was a young cannibal Ned, who used to eat onions in bed. His mother said, "Sonny, it's not very funny. Why don't you eat people instead?" Okay, so you get a look at the rhyme scheme, the AABBA rhyme scheme here. Beard, feared, beard again, hen, wren are the B there. Also, you get a good idea of how silly and kind of witty these can be. They're meant to be funny. They're meant to be short, silly, little meditations meant to make people laugh. After taking a look at limericks, on Thursday we began to tackle sonnets. A sonnet is a 14-line poem written in iambic pentameter, which means it goes stressed, unstressed, in the rhythm of pairing 10 syllables for each line. William Shakespeare wrote over 154 of these. Because of this, there's a format called a Shakespearean format, or a Shakespearean sonnet, that uses the rhyme scheme AB, AB, CD, CD, EF, EF, and then GG for the final couplet. So you can see you've got 3 quatrains, which means it has 4 lines, and then a couplet at the end. Let's take a look at an example. While keeping in mind that in iambic pentameter, every other syllable is stressed, so that each line ends with a strong rhythm. There are also 10 syllables in each line, as we just mentioned. So when you put stress in like this, shall I compare thee to a summer's day, you get an idea of the rhythm that can come in each line. Here's an example. I like my music hard, heavy, and loud. Why? Because it puts me on my own little cloud. Heavy bands like Slipknot and Static Y and others such as Godsmack and Anthrax, RKL, Snot, Deftones, and much, much more. Double bass turns tables and sounds galore, from high-pitched wailing to low, deep groans. In my music there are so many tones. When I listen to these, I get a rush. It makes me strong in big things I could crush. Headbanging, mosh pits, and crowd surfing too. All these things I really like. So would you. Still more bands like 311 and Tool. If you don't like this music, you're the fool. So, an example of a contemporary sonnet. What students then needed to do was write a single quatrain using Shakespearean rules inspired by the following images. It doesn't have to be about babies. It could be about the beginning of a new life. It could be about the beginning of something. So don't get so caught up in writing about an infant. It could be a new beginning. It could be all types of things. Be creative. Upon completing this, they then had to write another quatrain inspired by this image, which is a very different one. It does not have to be about death. It could be about finality or some other creative concept. But those 2 first quatrains need to follow these pictures for inspiration. And that covers what we did in class on Wednesday and Thursday, January 18th and 19th. Thanks for listening, and have a great day now.